Hey, Michelle, how's it going?
Good. Is this working?
Yeah, I can see you. I can hear
Great.
you. We're good. How are
Okay.
you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. It feels weird to ask that question now. I mean, we're all in a new normal,
Right.
so
Yeah.
yeah. But it looks like, are you in your studio right now?
Yeah, I'm in my studio because the Wi-Fi connection isn't as great. I moved, so I don't have a good Wi-Fi connection there yet.
Okay. Waiting for the whole setup and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah. I mean, it works for work, but I wanted to be cautious for this.
Appreciate it. I know. I was joking the other day. I was like, I feel like my whole apartment is just like Mercury in retrograde right now. I'm having like problems where my microphone on my computer doesn't work for Google Hangouts, but it works for Zoom. I don't know. It's just,
Yeah.
it's bizarre. It's like, of
Well,
course, during this time, right?
a lot of makeshift things. I have my phone taped to a box right now, so if
Um,
I tape, if it starts to fall,
okay,
yeah,
great.
yeah.
We all have, I know, I have like all this book set up. Yeah, I always say like it's not as glamorous as it looks. Like when you get it behind the scenes, it's
Mm-hmm.
we're doing the best we can right now, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Great. So for those of you who just joined us, I'm Rachel Gallaher. I'm the deputy editor of Gray Magazine, international design magazine based out of Seattle, and we, a couple weeks ago, well, actually probably about 3 weeks ago now, Gray launched a virtual design expo as a way to try to keep the design community engaged, during this time when we kind of all have to, stay apart for the better good. And as part of that, we're doing a speaker series where we're bringing in architects, interior designers, product designers, just people from the design community, both locally, regionally, and internationally, to just kind of chat and tell us how they're doing and how they're staying creative and all that. And today we have Michelle Dirkse, interior designer in Seattle, somebody who I have known for quite a few years now. I feel like Gray and Michelle, we kind of started out around the same time, and it's been kind of fun to watch like both of our trajectories. And Michelle's work has been in the magazine, and just
You were my
we love
first
her.
magazine. You were the first magazine I was ever in, and you did the story, and I
Okay,
was
yeah.
thinking the whole day when it came out. So
Oh, I love it. I love it. So, I'm going to go ahead and dive in here and just kind of start by asking, how have things changed for, you and your practice over this past month in quarantine? And I'm curious, do you have any kind of, tips or advice for designers who are trying to push forward and keep their business going at a time, when everyone has to be hands off, which is hard because, in the design industry, everything is so hands on, so connected, so like get together.
right. Well, yeah, things have definitely changed. My team is working from home. Normally, we're not at the office, and I'm not at the office. So when the large, tech giants locally decided that everyone should work from home,
Right.
that was our cue that, okay, it's time. We wanted to have a plan in place. And so I literally sent everyone home with their desktop computers.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, they packed up. Thankfully, a lot of what we do, is saved like to the cloud, and we have
Right.
systems in place that, you know, a lot of like in-house is the same. It's just that we don't get to talk to each other face to face. So there's a lot of FaceTime, Google Hangouts, Zoom. We even did like a team happy hour. We try to
Oh,
do
fun.
show and tell just because I want everyone to stay connected design wise, and we're not always working on the same projects.
Right.
Yeah. And then, just that we have to do things virtually for clients. So virtual presentations, we send over our presentation right before we do either a Facebook or Zoom or Google Hangouts, where we present it to them that way. And actually, we just started a new project. It's a small project, but a new one a week and a half ago. And I literally guided the client in how to measure, every portion of
Oh, wow. Wow.
that we
So you're
need.
teaching now too.
Oh, it was really nice of them to go along with it. So yeah, and as far as, I don't know, I guess like tips of how to make it work. one, let people know that you are still working. You know, I've had inquiries where they're like, are you still working? Can you? Like, yes, we absolutely can, and we are. Thankfully, we're busy right now. I hope that it stays that way.
Fingers crossed. Yeah.
Yeah. And, you know, and just that, you know, having your online systems, you know, if you're a team, helps, and trying to stay connected personally with one another, with your team. And yeah, you know, if you can't work on design work, if it's slowed for you, then, you know, do that big list that you always have of,
oh gosh,
other things doing.
Yeah, I know. I have my list right here. I'm like, okay, here's the things that I should be doing right now. Like,
yeah,
that's great. Yeah, no, it's funny. I've talked to multiple people, and, you know, a lot of people are making it work still, you know, but everybody says, gosh, it's like so hard to not, you know, just be able to turn around and kind of have that, or like, you know, when you're walking down the halls and it's like, you just have that, like that, it's spark of kind of spontaneous, you know, creativity. And that's something that I'm really looking forward to when we, you know, get back in the office.
Well, and just like the connection, like I really like my team, and thankfully
Yeah.
they like
No, me too.
And I feel like every day, like between 3 and 4, it was like laugh hour. Like, I don't know, for whatever reason, everything is hilarious at that hour. And like, I miss that.
Yeah. Yeah. No, for sure. So then this kind of piggybacks off, you know, that last question, but how have you been, you know, staying creatively engaged right now, both with work and just, you know, with the design community in general?
Yeah. Well, with work, I think, you know, thankfully we still have work. And so just our same process. You know, there was a week or so where I just didn't want to do anything. It was really sad, but
I think we all had that.
Yeah, the team, we help each other through those spots. I bought a house.
Congratulations! Oh my gosh! Wow.
Or is that very stupid? I don't know.
What a time to take the leap, but that's so exciting. Congratulations!
Yeah, it happened like right before all this. So, you know, good news and maybe scary news. I don't know. But it's really fun to have that as a distraction and just
right.
And everything is fine, and work on my own design. And then of course that plays into other client projects. So
yeah. Oh, well, that's exciting. Well, you'll have to keep us updated on your house. I'm really excited to see that, hopefully. And then speaking of things you're working on, can you share any projects that you're working on right now, or anything that you're working on that you're really excited, whether it be design work, or I know, you know, you have in the past done like the fabric and wallpaper. What's kind of on your deck right now?
Well, client-wise, you know, we have a full client load right now, which is great. I hope that it stays that way. You know, we always have to keep getting new projects. We have a lot of repeat clients right now, which is wonderful.
That's great.
Yeah, you actually, one of the clients that you did a short story about with me for their home in Bellevue. Now they have a vacation house on Whidbey Island, and so it's fun to get.
Wow.
Yeah, it's fun to like get to work with them again, and, you know, more neutral and clean and quiet.
Yeah, island vibe.
Yeah. And then another project that you guys featured that had kind of like a spooky haunted vibe to it. It was a traditional older home.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So we're working with that client again on a different project, which is going to be, you know, slightly more subdued and a bit more traditional.
Not as haunted.
Yeah. And then, but also because of that project, which I thought I would never get to do that style again because it was so specific and unique. A client now actually saw us because of your article,
really,
and hired us for that style. And so it's so fun.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. So, and then another project that's a condo in Escala. The client has literally moved within Escala, and so it's like, you know, an eclectic vibe. So a lot of different styles per usual.
That's
and
fun,
then for our line, I am coming out with some more rug designs, and should be done and like physically here, I think June or July.
Okay.
And that's exciting. One thing I haven't told anyone about.
The big reveal.
I know. I've been kind of scared to reveal it because I don't know what's going to happen. But I've been working on a project that I named Form Function.
Okay.
And essentially I've been working with, I talked with Hinterland, and
I love them. Yeah.
No, in Canada. So I want to copy, essentially, the designer showcase that they did at during ICFF. So they did their own offsite where they featured, you know, local makers. And so I don't want to give it away yet, but I have, I don't know, like 10 or so really cool local makers who, you know, are national, doing awesome. And I just feel like we have this, you know, great community, and I want to show it off. And so I'm really honored they've all said yes, and I have a location, and so I'm working on that, and hopefully it happens this summer, but I don't know for sure if it can.
Everything's up in there. Well, I will be calling you after this because I want to hear more. That's so exciting. Yeah. I love it. I love it. So, you know, this is somebody that I kind of, or this is a question that I've been asking everybody. You know, everybody wants out of quarantine, obviously. But I'm curious, like, what would you say has been maybe like a positive for you, or something that you've maybe learned about yourself during this time?
Yeah. I don't know that I've necessarily learned anything about myself, but I feel like it's definitely highlighted things that, you know, I thought I knew. Yeah, just that, like, I need a mix of alone time and social time. And so, you know, oftentimes I feel like I'm not getting enough of that alone time, and now it's the opposite. I'm not getting enough of that group and social time.
Right.
You know, just that I have a lot to be grateful for. And, you know, work, I've been through hard times with work before, and I hope we don't get there again. We're not right now. Right. You know, I have a great team. I have great clients. Like, people have been really nice. And so, yeah, just that I have those things in my life, you know, it's highlighted that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I saw a question actually come in from one of the people viewing right now, and they just asked, is your condo for sale?
Yes, it is for sale as of tonight.
Okay, great. Well, I guess maybe any further inquiries, they can contact you.
Plan to sell it, but given that if I rented it out, it might be unreliable, and I don't really want to have 2 mortgage payments that I have to pay on my own.
Understandable.
Yeah, I plan to rent it, but I guess I'm selling it now as of tonight. It will be online.
Great. Yeah. This is the official announcement.
Thanks for asking.
So I know that you know, work really closely with a lot of, you know, local regional artists and artisans. You've done a lot of collaborations, and you make it, you know, a point in your projects to include a lot of local art. You know, I'm just kind of curious, you know, what kind of, you know, suggestions you have. Obviously, galleries and art walks and everything are closed. How can, you know, people who want to still support the art community do so?
Yeah, reach out. I mean, ask, you know, Instagram message, you know, message online, call the artist, the gallery. You know, they're still working. We're working. Dylan Neuwirth at Western Neon right now is working on an art piece / branding-ish thing for one of our clients. Yeah. And then, you know, just a lot of our work we commission from artists. And I think, like, the general public doesn't know that that's a possibility, and it doesn't necessarily cost more. Like, if it's not a specific size, just, you know, ask and say, hey, I really love this piece. Can I get it in this size? And you almost always can.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of the way we operate normally. And so we just are continuing to do that. And, you know, as far as seeing the piece in person, when we get to that point of the client either needing to see it in person so they can say, yes, we want to proceed with that commission, or, you know, just buying it. We haven't been in that exact situation at this moment, but when it happens, the way that we'll handle it is, you know, just like everything else, trying to do the most we can virtually. People can, you know, they'll drop it off. So there's a lot of ways. It's just, you know, ask. And please do, if you're holding out on that piece and, you know, you're working, you know, this is one of the few times where, like, you can feel good about purchases and you can feel good
absolutely.
And, you know, consumerism. So it's helping people.
Great, great. So then speaking about feeling good, I feel like we're just like segueing into all these questions really great right now. So I know there's one of the things that I've been really excited to see is just the different ways that people are stepping up and pitching in and just really trying to help out right now. So I'm curious, is there, any particular, I don't know, person, nonprofit, charity? I mean, who's kind of inspired you right now, who you've seen like really stepping up and pitching in?
I mean, I feel like everyone is stepping up. Like, I feel like, everyone is either hosting a fundraiser or telling you, how you can help and contribute. Yeah, I think everyone is doing it. And I've been really excited. I've been offering a donate for design situation where if people donate to, any COVID related either fundraiser or charity, I'm not going to dictate what it is because there's so many that if they send me proof of that, like I'll do a consultation with them. And, just been like, it's inspiring how many people have donated, but also that they're taking advantage of this. And it's really fun for me to feel like I'm giving back in that way, but also do something creative and, like a quick reward for me and hopefully for them.
Yeah. No, that's great. That's great. So I'm curious, what are you most looking forward to when we are finally released?
Yeah, just like doing things.
Yeah.
I want to go to like art walks again.
Oh, I miss art walk.
Like walking around like Kirk Albert Vintage and Susan Wheeler. Like I want to just visit, it's great that places can do things online with you, but I just want to like walk and go, and
I want to hug people again.
Yeah. So, and I want to have, like a barbecue with my friends and just gatherings. I'm looking forward to gatherings when that's a possibility.
Yeah. No, I agree. I feel like this is, really, obviously I always have appreciated family and friends, but it's taken it to a new level for me, like really just kind of put everything in life in perspective. And, I'm excited and I hope a lot of people kind of maybe reframe a little bit, like, the way that we approach things in life. And maybe, I know we all just tend to get so busy and caught up in, so maybe this will help us slow down a little bit here and there. Great. Well, so at the end of every single one of our interviews, we do a quick lightning round of questions. It's our Gray's 5 questions. I call them the Fab 5. Okay, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, let's start. Number 1, what is one thing you do to get out of a creative mind block?
Stop trying to be creative. It can be in any way, either like normally I think, it would be just like leave, try to do something semi-mindless and then follow that up with like a trip to one of my favorite vendors to kind of like search and find and see how to like turn something into something else, which is part of supply yards. But right now I think it's just, switch gears, do something else, maybe look at Instagram, call your friend.
Number 2 is, what did you want to be at age 5?
I didn't want to be anything. I remember my dad often asked me, and but by 4th grade, I wanted to be an architect and was drawing like architectural plans.
Great. Well, you ended up kind of in the same path. Who is someone that has shaped your life professionally?
Past bosses. So Sean McFall at Red Robin when I was in college really taught me systems and process.
Love it.
Amy at Compass Health when I did social work before I changed careers. Again, organization, process, juggling. And Rocky Rashawn from Rocky Rashawn Design, mixing traditional, modern, and how to like get the answer you want.
Great. What are 3 objects that are on your desk at all times?
Tape measure, computer, and notes.
Great. And then last but not least, what is the best advice you've ever received?
Stop shoulding. So stop, should, do what is right for you and don't build a life that's unsustainable in a way that you should do it.
I like that. That's
Yeah.
good. I'm going to remember that one. Stop shitting. Wonderful.
Always.
Well, thank you so much, Michelle. I'm so glad that you could join us, and it was so good to see you and be able to chat. And I can't wait to, meet in person and give you a hug.
Thanks. Yeah, thank you.
And just a reminder for everyone, our next Expo speaker is going to be on Friday at noon, and we'll be chatting with Aleem Kassam and Phyllis Liu of Vancouver's Kalu Interiors. So that'll be a great one. Don't forget to tune in, and everybody stay safe and be healthy and have a good rest of your week.
Bye.
Bye, Michelle. Thanks.